February 2022, Albania's constitutional court overturned parliament's impeachment of President Ilir Meta, opponent of the ruling Socialist Party. The Albanian Alps are an extension and simultaneously the highest section of the Dinaric Alps. Albania has an area of 28,748 square kilometers, 11,100 square miles, and is located on the Balkan Peninsula in South and Southeast Europe. Its shoreline faces the Adriatic Sea to the northwest and the Ionian Sea to the southwest along the Mediterranean Sea. Albania lies between latitudes 42 and 39 N, and longitudes 21 and 19 E. Its northernmost point is Firmash at 42.35-34 inches northern latitude. The southernmost is Konispol at 39.40 inches northern latitude. The westernmost point is Sazan at 19.16-50 inches eastern longitude, and the easternmost point is Vernik at 21.126 inches eastern longitude. The highest point is Mount Korab at 2,764 meters 9,068. 24 feet above the Adriatic. The lowest point is the Mediterranean Sea at 0 meters 0.00 feet. The distance from the east to west is 148 kilometers 92 miles, and from the north to south about 340 kilometers 211 miles. Gyip is located on the confluence of the Adriatic and Ionian Sea. For a small country, much of Albania rises into mountains and hills that run in different directions across the length and breadth of its territory. The most extensive mountain ranges are the Albanian Alps in the north, the Korab Mountains in the east, the Pindus Mountains in the southeast, the Ceraunian Mountains in the southwest, and the Skanderbeg Mountains in the center. Perhaps the most remarkable feature of the country is the presence of numerous important lakes. The Lake of Shkodër is the largest lake in southern Europe and located in northwest. 135 in the southeast rises the Lake of Ohrid, that is one of the oldest continuously existing lakes in the world. Farther south extends the large and small Lake of Prespa, which are among the highest positioned lakes in the Balkans. Rivers rise mostly in the east of Albania and discharge into the Adriatic Sea, but as well as into the Ionian Sea to a lesser extent. The longest river in the country, measured from its mouth to its source, is the Drin that starts at the confluence of its two headwaters, the Black and White Drin. Of particular concern is the Vlorë, which represents one of the last intact large river systems in Europe. The climate in the country is extremely variable and diverse owing to the differences in latitude, longitude, and altitude. Albania experiences predominantly a Mediterranean and continental climate, with 4 distinct seasons. Defined by the Köppen classification, it accommodates 5 major climatic types ranging from Mediterranean and subtropical in the western half to oceanic, continental, and subarctic in the eastern half of Albania. The warmest areas of the country are immediately placed along the Adriatic and Ionian Sea coasts. On the contrary, the coldest areas are positioned within the northern and eastern highlands. The mean monthly temperature ranges between 1°C 30°F in winter to 21.8°C 71.2°F in summer. The highest temperature of 43.9°C 111.0°F was recorded in Kosovo on July 18, 1973. The lowest temperature of 29°C 20°F was registered in the village of Shtil, Librazhd on January 9, 2017. The Albanian Alps in the north have a subarctic climate. Rainfall naturally varies from season to season and from year to year. The country receives most of the precipitation in winter months and less in summer months. The average precipitation is about 1,485 mm 58.5 inches. 141. The mean annual precipitation ranges between 600 mm 24 inches and 3,000 mm 120 inches depending on geographical location. The northwestern and southeastern highlands receive the intenser amount of precipitation, whilst the northeastern and southwestern highlands as well as the western lowlands the more limited amount. The Albanian Alps in the far north of the country are considered to be among the most humid regions of Europe, receiving at least 100 mm 122.0 in of rain annually. An expedition from the University of Colorado discovered 4 glaciers within these mountains at a relatively low altitude of 2,000 meters 6,600 feet, which is extremely rare for such a southerly latitude. Snowfall occurs frequently in winter in the highlands of the country, particularly on the mountains in the north and east, including the Albanian Alps and Korab Mountains. Snow also falls on the coastal areas in the southwest almost every winter, such as in the Ceraunian Mountains, where it can lie even beyond March. A biodiversity hotspot, Albania possesses an exceptionally rich and contrasting biodiversity on account of its geographical location at the center of the Mediterranean Sea and the great diversity in its climatic, geological and hydrological conditions. Because of remoteness, the mountains and hills of Albania are endowed with forests, trees and grasses that are essential to the lives for a wide variety of animals, among others for two of the most endangered species of the country, the lynx and brown bear, as well as the wildcat, grey wolf, red fox, golden jackal, Egyptian vulture and golden eagle, the latter constituting the national animal of the country. The common bottlenose dolphin is a frequent visitor to the waters of the Albanian Adriatic and Ionian Sea coasts. The estuaries, wetlands and lakes are extraordinarily important for the greater flamingo, pygmy cormorant and the extremely rare and perhaps the most iconic bird of the country, the Dalmatian pelican. 151 of particular importance are the Mediterranean monk seal, loggerhead sea turtle and green sea turtle that used to nest on the country's coastal waters and shores. In terms of phytogeography, Albania is part of the Boreal Kingdom and stretches specifically within the Illyrian province of the Circumboreal and Mediterranean region. Its territory can be subdivided into four terrestrial ecoregions of the Palearctic realm, namely within the Illyrian deciduous forests, Balkan mixed forests, Pindus Mountains mixed forests and Dinaric Mountains mixed forests. Approximately 3,500 different species of plants can be found in Albania, which refers principally to a Mediterranean and Eurasian character. The country maintains a vibrant tradition of herbal and medicinal practices. At the minimum 300 plants growing locally are used in the preparation of herbs and medicines. The trees within the forests are primarily made up of fir, oak, beech and pine. The lagoon of Koravista within the Divjaka Koravista National Park is renowned for hosting the rare Dalmatian pelican. The protected areas of Albania are areas designated and managed by the Albanian government. There are 15 national parks, 4 Ramsar sites, 1 biosphere reserve and 786 other types of conservation reserves. Albania has 15 officially designated national parks scattered across its territory. Encircled by numerous 2,000ers, Valbonne Valley National Park and the Th National Park cover a combined territory of 106.3 square kilometers 41.0 square miles within the rugged Albanian Alps in northern Albania. Shkodër Jablinus National Park and Prespa National Park protect the mountainous scenery of eastern Albania as well as the country sections of the Great and Small Lakes of Prespa. Divjaka Koravista National Park extends along the central Albanian Adriatic Sea coast and possesses one of the largest lagoons in the Mediterranean Sea, the Lagoon of Koravista. The Ceraunian Mountains in southern Albania, rising immediately along the Albanian Ionian Sea coast, characterizes the topographical picture of Yagara National Park and continue on the peninsula of Karaboran within the Karaboran-Sazan Marine Park. Further south sprawls the Butrint National Park on a peninsula that is surrounded by the Lake of Butrint and Channel of Vivari.